What's up, everybody, and welcome to Hoarding Wombat Collectibles. Today we have these beautiful Avatar: The Last Airbender scene boxes to kick off our first of many box openings we have for the set in the next few weeks. This set of 2 boxes are actually going for around $100 on TCG Player, but I actually got a huge deal on these for my LGS for $75 before tax. These have some awesome artworks on them, especially the Day of Black Sun Invasion, which I really liked, that we see here with the gang teaming up with the Swamp Benders to hopefully fight the Fire Lord. So let's crack these open and take a look at the cards. Editor, do the thing. So I'll put actually what they're going for on TCG Player on there. But we'll open these up and take a look. It also comes with 3 play boosters, which is pretty cool. And then obviously all the borderless cards and like a little kind of thing that you can like set up like easel them on. Just put this over to the side. But yeah. So we got all the cards in here. It's a nice little artwork. I guess we got some punch outs. This is a little easel that it comes on. Not really that great. It doesn't like I don't know. I got the one for the Lord of the Rings one, which you can watch right here actually. And I never used the easel. Probably used just the cards. Are pretty nice over there. I want to make some Lord of the Rings commanders just once I have time. Get all of those in there. So let's go with the actual cards first, and then we'll open some replay boosters, and then we'll go to the next set, which is Tea Time at the Jasmine Dragon. All right, so we have Appa the Vigilant. It's a nice little Appa. This is actually from the supplementary set. It's not from the actual base set. The base set actually has like Avatar Aang on here. Everybody can see that. There we go. So Appa the Vigilant, that's pretty nice in his Fire Nation armor. Then we have Katara's Reversal. It's cool, kind of just a little counter spell. Also in the other piece, we'll set them up here so we can take a look what they look like. Fire Nation Turret. It's kind of funny that this is in there, but I guess it fits with there. You could actually see Aang over here on his way to hopefully fight the Fire Lord, but it ends up being Azula. At the beginning of the combat on your turn, up to 1/2 creatures gets +2/+0 and gains firebending 2 until end of turn. That's pretty good. Put a charge counter on the artifact. Remove 50 charge counters from this artifact. Deals 50 damage to any target. That's pretty crazy if you can pump that up. So we have the Fire Nation turret over here. We have the Swamp Benders. Actually, just think I just got this on my Morning Coffee Cracks with a Human Druid ally. I did some stuff with Battle for Zendikar, looking at some allies that we can get. So that was pretty cool. But a little lands you control are swamps in addition to other types, which is pretty cool. So we'll put the Swamp Benders over there. We have Sokka's Charge with his nice meteor sword. During your turn, allies you control have double strike and lifelink. So I'm definitely going to put that in some sort of ally deck. I wanted to make a 5-color ally deck with General Tazari from Battle for Zendikar. So that is definitely going to go on there for double strike and lifelink. That's perfect. And it's an enchantment too, so it stays on there. And then we have Earth Shape with Earthbend 3. Then each creature you control with power less than or equal to the land's power gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. And then you gain hexproof until end of turn too. That's pretty cool. We got Toph just kind of having her little, they have these like weird little armadillo like tank things, which are really cool. But she's kind of just throwing rocks all over the place, which is pretty cool. And then you have the whole thing. So that's pretty cool. I know the foiling kind of messes up the camera there, but it looks pretty nice. I think it'll look pretty nice on the easel, but I'm probably just going to use these cards. Make like an Appa deck, maybe Appa Momo type thing. Mono white, maybe Aang as well, throw them in there. And then this is just the art cards for all of these. So I'll just go through these quick. But you have Appa, you have Katara with her water bending, you have the little turret, then you have the Swamp Benders, then you have Sokka, then you have Toph. So there's the whole scene over there. It's a pretty cool scene. I guess you could put this on the easel, make the scene out there. So good thing they give you the cards at least. So let's go through these play boosters now. Get 3 play boosters. I opened a bunch of these already. Me and my girlfriend split a little bundle box, so we opened that up. And then we also went to pre-release. I did Zuko for pre-release, so that was pretty fun with firebending and everything like that. A lot of stuff you could do on later turns, like Mana Sinks and stuff like that, so it's nice. So we have Wall Top Sentries right there. some Earthbenders, Firebending Lesson. I want to make like maybe some sort of lesson deck with like White Lotuses. Ruckus Audience, Borcupine, Canyon Crawler. It's nice. I love that episode. Earth Village Ruffians, Platypus Bear, Leaves from the Vine. So sad. Such a sad little saga. That will definitely go in the White Lotus deck. Accumulate Wisdom with Wan Chi Tong. Tolls of War. Very sad portion right there. Iroh's Demonstration. Fire Breathing. Nice. Sokka, Tenacious Tactician. Human Warrior Ally. Jeskai, 1 and Jeskai. Menace, Prowess. Other allies you control have Menace and Prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 ally creature token. That's going to be a really fun little thing. This is, I think, also on the day of the invasion, so it's perfect. Then you have Wandering Musicians. That's nice, with Appa in the background, singing about Secret Tunnels. I do want to get Secret Tunnel. I haven't gotten Secret Tunnel yet. We have nice Full Art Island, and then an ally token and a clue token. I was actually surprised of all the clue tokens that they had on here. It actually worked out fairly, like, kind of canon with everything. Because all the clue tokens are kind of like when someone got kidnapped, like, they have the clue tokens for all that. So we'll look at this. We'll zoom in a little bit on there. All right. So we have Canyon Crawler. We have Forecasting Fortune Teller. Sandbender's Storm. Earthbending Lesson. Then we have Cunning Maneuver. This was awesome in pre-release. I had 2 of these in my Firebending deck. It was great to just get them off. And then there was not the Professor Zai. You can actually bring like instants of sorceries back from your graveyard. So always put him out there, and just in case I need to use it again. And you get a clue token, which is nice to get a little bit of card draw. Spend some of your red mana. Sold Out. They're turning over Haru. Abandoned Attachments. The Southern Air Temple. That's nice. There are a lot of shrines in here. So like a lot of shrine type, a tribal and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. Rockalanche. Sokka Lateral Strategist. Fire Sages. Iroh Tea Master. Nice. At least this is actually the first Iroh I've actually gotten. But it's pretty cool. Works flavorful too. When Iroh enters, creates a food token. At the beginning of your combat in your turn, you may have target opponent gain control of target permanent you control, so you give them a food token. When you do, create a 1/1 ally creature token. Put a +1/+1 counter on that token for each permanent you own that opponent's control. So just giving out food tokens, making some friends. We have Earth Kingdom Soldier. And then we have Omashu City. And then an ally token and a clue token again. Alright, pretty cool. Got that first Iroh. Definitely want there's like a White Lotus Iroh. So I want to use him to make kind of like Iroh and Boomy and Zhong, like all the White Lotuses I want to make into a deck somehow. Maybe with like lessons and sagas and stuff. So we have Sold Out again. We have Iguana Parrot. We have Compassionate Healer. Earthbending Lesson again. Mongoose Lizard. Vindictive Warden. I used that a bunch in pre-release. Zuko's Exile. Another Southern Air Temple. Another Rockalanche. Another Sokka Lateral Strategist. Another Fire Sages. And Zuko Conflicted. I haven't seen this one yet, actually. That is pretty cool. That's him, I guess, when he's acting as the Blue Spirit. But he doesn't have his mask on. The beginning of your first main phase, choose one that has been chosen, and you lose 2 life. You draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on Zuko. It's weird. It says Zuko, but I don't know if it 100% means Zuko Conflicted or if you could have any Zukos on there. To look at that. Add 1 red mana, and then exile Zuko, then return him to the battlefield under opponent's control. Then you have another Zuko Exiled Prince. This is awesome because it has Firebending 3, and then you can pay 3 to exile the top card of your library, and you may play that card this turn. So that works out really well. You just use him no matter what. You pretty much attack with him. You get the 3, pay the 3 right away. Your floating mana that you can do, and then you can play something. It's pretty cool. Serpent's Pass. Forgot about the Serpent's Pass. That's pretty cool. And then we have the copy token, which is funny from the little play that they go to, and then the spirit token. All right, cool. We'll put those to the side, and we'll open up the next one. So this one is Tea Time at the Jasmine Dragon. So this is after all of the events of all of the books. Oh, I'm just destroying this box, but it doesn't really matter. Kind of like how they did like the little arrow for where the boxes, where you open up the boxes. So we have a little scene on there, a little easel, so you can put all your cards there, throw that on the ground. Then we'll open up, get to the cards. It's pretty nice, just like nice packaging and everything like that. It's cool. The easel I feel like is kind of gimmicky. Like, I don't know if anyone uses the easel and kind of displays it. I have like a bunch of others displayed, things displayed in my bookcases, so I don't really have room for it, but I keep the easel, so why not? I'm not gonna like throw it out. So we'll go through the cards first. There we go. So we have Mei and Zuko. That's pretty cool. Nice. All the couples together in there here. Mei and Zuko up at the top of the stairs. Then we have Katara and Aang. Aang and Katara. It's pretty cool. Getting snuggled up with Appa. Then we have the Lonely Toph, but the greatest Earthbender. Enters Earthbend X, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast her. It's pretty cool. Land creatures you control have double strike. And Sokka and Suki, as we will see, they are getting some of, I guess, a little bit of drawings that Sokka made for Suki is getting stolen by Momo. And then we have Momo over here. Momo's heist. It's weird that Momo is heisting things. It's just kind of like stealing a little parchment paper. And then we have Uncle's Musings. Return X permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand, where X is the number of colors of mana spent to cast this spell. Exile Uncle's Musings. Alright, so there we go. That's the whole scene there in the foil. We'll make that a little bit better. There we go. That's the whole scene in the foil. And then we will change these up and look at just the art cards. We'll put that out there just so you can see what the art looks like. It's nice art. I like it. I do like the Day of Black Sun a little bit better than the other ones. But then you have all these art cards, which is nice. Probably put it in a binder or something like that together. But yeah, looks kind of cool. Little art scene. So then we will get to the last few play boosters. Be a little bit of a short video, but why not? Start it off short, and then we'll end up with the whole collector booster. Curious farm animals. So this is kind of weird. It's a boar, elk, bird, ox. When this creature dies, you gain 3 life. Sacrifice this creature, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment, which is pretty cool. The actual flavor text is Earth Kingdom cuisine offers a stunning array of unique meats like chicken pork, deer pork, and beef pork, which is just pretty funny. It kind of like makes a nod to all of the different little animals that are in here, the animal combos. They got Ruckus Audience. I think the boulder is going to win the back the belt of the Earth Rumble 6. Everyone's rooting for the boulder. Porcupine, another canyon crawler, kind of the same thing. Rowdy Snowballers, Razor Rings, Messenger Hawk, Fire Nation Attacks. Gather the White Lotus, nice. So that makes some allies and stuff like that for each planes you control. Zhao, Ruthless Admiral, that's pretty cool. That's some nice artwork for Zhao. Too bad he sucks. Meteor Sword, that's pretty awesome. I was happy to get this. It is such a high cost, but when it enters, you destroy target permanent, just any permanent, which is pretty cool. Quick creature gets +3/+3. Oops. And then we have Avatar Aang, awesome. So flying and firebending 2. Whenever you waterbend, earthbend, or firebend, or airbend, draw a card. Then if you've done all 4, you transform Avatar Aang, and then you get Avatar Aang, Master of all the elements. Pretty cool. It also has flying. Spells you cast cost just a Wooburg less to cast, which is pretty cool. The beginning of your upkeep, you may transform Aang, Master of Elements. If you do, gain 4 life, draw 4 cards, put 4 +1/+1 counters on him, and he deals 4 damage to each opponent. That is insane. Really good card. That's going to be cool. Maybe put that in my ally deck as well. Rockalanche. And then we have a Misty Palms Oasis. And then we have another ally token. And then a clue token. So that's actually like Katara's necklace. When it just gets ripped off and thrown on the ground and everybody can find her. It's pretty cool. There we go. And we have another play booster. It's gonna be hard to follow up that Aang over there. So we have beetle-headed merchants. So that's cool. Little beetle-headed merchants. Octopus form. This was a pretty crazy, powerful stuff that Katara is doing. Curious farm animals again. Ruckus audience again. Porcupine again. We could have like a playing set of Porcupine just from this. Wandering musicians. Otter penguin. It's fun to little go penguin sledding. And then we have the boulder ready to rumble. The boulder's gonna win this in a landslide. I hope you like my little boulder impersonation. Maybe I'll just make a mono green boulder deck. Just going crazy. Ty Lee, Artful Acrobat. This one is actually really fun to play in pre-release. It has prowess, so that's good. And then whenever Ty Lee attacks, you may pay 1. And when you do, return target creature. Can't block this turn, which is pretty cool. And then you have Aang, the Last Airbender again. That's pretty cool. Teo, Spirited Glider. Played with most of these. Earth King's Lieutenant. Human Soldier Ally. It's trample. When this enters, put a +1/+1 counter on each other ally creature you control, which is pretty insane. Whenever another ally you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. That is going to be great for an ally deck. Glider Kids, pretty good, decent ally. And then a Swamp. And then another one of those copy tokens of Zuko. And then the Spirit. Nice, funny that eye's on the wrong side. So let's go. Geyser Leaper. Let's see. Okay, Geyser Leaper. Human Warrior Ally. And then we have Rabaroo Troop. That's pretty fun. Little Rabaroos going around. Rabbit Kangaroos. I wonder how many kangaroos are actually in Magic. I don't know how many kangaroos there are. I'll have to figure out and do maybe a video on those endangered creature types. If you want to see one of those right here, you can see what I did on wombats. Ostrich Horse. Rough Rhino Cavalry, Corrupt Court Official, Cycle of Renewal, and Planting the Acorn. I think Heibai. That's the episode with Heibai. Bender's Waterskin, Hama the Bloodbender, pretty crazy, teaching Katara bloodbending against her will. Wolf Bat. Then we have Solstice Revelations, Avatar Roku, Leaves from the Vine again. Nice sad one. Ooh, the Unagi of Kyoshi Island. That's pretty cool. Riding the Unagi. That's nice. Like that artwork too. Then we have a foil Canyon Crawler. And then we have that full art mountain. Nice mountain. And then we have another ally token and a clue token. Alright, so that's it. What we have here. We got some pretty good ones. I mean, we got that. Let's find that Aang. That Aang is really good one. And then we have... What else? We got an Iroh, which is cool. Zuko Conflicted, I like. What else? We got some pretty good ones, but yeah, I think we got some awesome cards in this. I don't know if we made our money back. These are probably worth a little bit. All these borderless cards. Obviously, it's for the whole point of the set is for these ones. But I think we got some other great legends. And great cards with all just the play boosters that we have. But if you like this, I'm going to be doing tons of Avatar openings. I really am a big fan of Avatar. Watched Avatar. I did watch a little bit of... I watched Legend of Korra 2. I liked the Avatar ones better just because, like, kind of grew up with them. But Korra was pretty decent. I only watched that like through once, but I watched like Avatar probably at least 4 or 5 times all the way through. And then I did not read any of the comics, but I watched some like summary videos and stuff like them. Some cool stories on there. So I'm excited to open more. Hopefully you guys will come down and take a look with me. But thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.